Is this taking a turn? Sure. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me for another reaction video. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications. That helps me out a ton, and hopefully it makes sure that you won't miss these when they go live. Then you are good to go. Now we're back with more Orbit Culture. My first listen was amazing. It was heavy as hell, absolutely blew me away. My first reaction to them was a song called Hensha. If you missed that, the link will be in this video description, so go check it out after this. But I just wanted more. I needed more. It was brutal. It was in your face. It kind of punched you with power, and I just want to hear them again. Glad you guys like them too, because this is another heavily requested song from you guys. It is called North Star of Nija, or Nija. Not quite sure how to say it. I'm going to go with Nija and hope that's right. But yeah, it's live in studio, so you're going to get that live element to it, but it's in a controlled environment, so you're going to get the sound that they wanted you to hear, and that's super exciting to me. I love when they do these kind of live playthroughs. So Orbit Culture, North Star of Nija, live in studio. Let's see what you got. No, hang on a second. Wow, that's terrifying behind him. Okay, so we're going to go back to the beginning because, just like I said, punches you in the face with power right from the very first second. I love this because it's a standard kind of 4/4 beat the drummer's playing, at least to start with. I mean, the time signature stays the same, but the complexity develops. You'll hear the guitar just kind of accenting, doing that nice riff, and you'll hear gaps in the middle, but then you will hear a little bit of busyness towards the end of the cycle, a couple of hammer-ons and stuff there, and you're going to see that that is kind of a sign that they're going to either go into something else or they're going to loop it and start again. And then you heard the drummer just picking up there and just doing some extra kick work, extra kind of hi-hat work. There was a bit more snare accent there. It's early days, and I kind of just went back to the beginning because I just wanted to hear the power again, but very, very, very powerful starts. Hang on, there's something else happening there. On the snare hits, when he gets a bit busy with the drums, there sounds like there's something in the background, like a track that's a synth piece that is, it's brutal and ominous, and it's kind of accenting with, but like a blanket on top there. Have a listen out for it. I'm not quite sure what it is, but there is something extra there. Man, what a damn groove. Oh, they just, his vocals, I want to talk about his vocals firstly because he's got such a brutal scream. But you can see, yes, he's manipulating his mouth and his neck and his jaw to get some of those sounds out. Wider open mouth, more vowel soundy, where you get the higher pitch, drop in the jaw, keeping it nice and close to push the air out to get that kind of tunnel low end growl. But he's not uncomfortable. His body language, at least the parts you can see, are super comfortable. He looks very at ease there, and I'm pretty sure he's not doing a whole lot of damage. The minute that his vocals came in, you heard the drummer revert back to that kind of very simple on the beat 4/4, which is an amazing groove to be playing with this guitar riff. And he's doing it so that you can kind of strip out the complexity, which I'm sure is a nod to something coming up later on. I'd be very surprised if that didn't become a much bigger part of the picture. However, to come back to kind of, the ground floor, if you will, just so the vocals can come in and be the hero for a bit. It's just a small thing, but it's an important thing. As a songwriter, you look for stuff like that. I think this is so cool that they've just stuck to this groove. They're like, it shows a lot of confidence in how smart the guitar work is and how cool it is and how just groovy it is. It's awesome. And you know, they're shifting up and down and changing kind of that the note section of what that is, but it's the same idea and same riff, and the bassist is driving it home with them, you know, linking between the percussion and the music, if you will, the melody. It's kind of, bass is one of those wonderful instruments where I don't think it gets enough credit for the hard work that it does. When he went into his clean vocals, which was more raspy, still very raspy, not necessarily clean at all, but you could hear it was not that kind of growl. Such a nice little piece in the middle. It was, you know, to break up the two growling pieces. And again, if you're going to have a simple structure, and please don't get this confused. Simple is not easy. Simple is not lazy. Simple is purposeful if it's done right. And it's done very right here. The drummer's doing remarkable work to keep the energy up here. Oh, this is cool. Here's a Tank fact for you. I think that's a Shure SM7B. I'm not sure. That wasn't meant to be a pun. Soz. I hope I got that right. I think Tank would be proud of me. Yeah. No. Hang on. Let's just do this. So a lot more tom work, which is a way that you can actually slow down. You can kind of go like harp signature if you wanted to, but you're not technically doing that because you're still being very busy, but it's the placement of the snare that changes that up. I love everything about this. It is certainly not as brutal as Hensher. Not yet. We're minutes in. And I hope you're keeping count on the pauses. I rely on you. This is a lot of fun, and this is 100% going on a playlist. Listen to the lead. Okay, hang on. Easy, buddy. Okay, so I liked the chorus. I liked how it was more sang, still raspy, still aggressive, but not trying to, you know, letting the growls do the growls and letting the singing do the singing. I like the lead work there. I picked it up and I heard it just before they kind of showed you his fingers, and it's awesome. So he's doing a lot of hammer-ons and pull-ups, and if you don't know what that is, hammer-ons, you don't have to have a root note, but most of the time you do. So when you're holding a note and then you play a string, and you don't actually play on the hit, you play in between. So you play hammer-on, and when you pull off, you can kind of tweak the string to give it the intensity and volume that you need. And he's just doing a nice cyclic rhythm through that. So, you know, it's really, really, really cool. I just like it, man. It's when you can have a lead piece that isn't distracting because it's played on the higher strings, even though it is further up the neck, doesn't distract from the vocal melody that's happening. If you can get that mix right, and they did. This is good. Okay, I'm pausing lots. I'm not sorry. I don't care because I want to say something. A lot of when the drummer came in with the extra double kick work, which is now an enhancement of that melody and derivative idea that they had earlier. Slow down, Chase, you're excited. I think it's really cool because you'll see one of the guitarists, not this guitarist, the other one, he could actually do a lot of those chords down up strumming, but he's not. He's doing purposeful down strumming. So he's making a lot more work for himself, and there's a reason for that. If you want to get that power right up in the beginning, then you're going to want to strum down all the time, and you want to get those hits in. It provides the pace, the energy, you can control the notes a bit, and I think it's very, very cool. What was that? What was that little squeal there in the back? Kind of like a... as a track playing for sure. I'm going to stop there quick. I won't rewind because it's going to track forward. It's in a good place. And for everyone out there going, which people do, how do you know where to pause, where the bar ends? Pretty simple. You just count the bars. If you played an instrument before, you don't have to have heard the song. You can pretty much guess where that bar is going to end and change based on certain behavioral things that are build-ups and based on how long it's been played for. That kick work is insane. It's not about the speed, because people can play that speed. The control that he has to start and stop those without there being any residual kind of runoff or weakness in any power there. Very cool. I like this. I think I got this completely wrong. What mic was that? A lot of control there, and he's kind of singing with that rasp. He was able to drop that note. That's hard to do. That's really hard to do. When you commit to the notes and you can stay open and get the rasp going, if you just stay there, you know, it's not easy, but it's easier than if you're going to try and transfer that as if you were singing and doing a run. Very cool. This is taking a turn. Sure. Get out of here. Get out of here. That's insane. Just as I was talking about how simple and, you know, standard and 4/4 and everything else, and then they go and they pull that out. Yeah, that drum is a damn machine. One thing I do want to point out, you'll see the guitarists doing a lot of palm muting. They're doing a lot of kind of picking in between there with the lead work. And ordinarily, when you're holding your pick, there's a much more loose kind of wrist action that's kind of more straight. But when they were doing that, they turned their wrist in a bit, and that's just to get control. Anytime you can get your arm and elbow nice and tight in, or you can get your wrist to sit a certain way, you can get more control over what you're doing, which means you can play faster, you can be more accurate, and you can. They're pros. They've been doing this a long time, but it is nice to see. Another thing. This is actually a good place to pause. So you can see he's got that sweatband on, and that's, again, it's to make sure that if you're going to be doing a lot of strumming work, or you're going to need that mobility, your arm gets quite sweaty, and then on the guitar it can stick, and that can cause you to miss stuff. So that helps you kind of glide along it and not cause any trouble. Come on. He's got machine gun for feet. He's got 2 machine guns for feet. So guitarists are being really purposeful about what notes they play and selective about what they want you to hear. So there's the ghost notes, and then there's a certain picking pieces, which is this down up picking they're doing. And then you'll hear that really fast picking at the end of the cycle. That's kind of that trem picking, that alternate picking up and down. And the speed that they're doing it at is actually going to be matching a lot of what the kick is for those instances. But you don't want that all the time, unless you're going to be playing much more of a, I guess, a piece that drifts a lot more on the guitar. So what they're doing is being very smart about the selection of notes they want you to hear, and they're providing a lot of power with those chugs in between. There's got to be a track there because you can hear the double layering of that vocals. I love how he's drifted between the clean and the screaming so brutally. There is, I mean, I don't understand necessarily every word. It's a first listen, but I can definitely, there's somewhat of a clarity to this kind of screaming, which there shouldn't be, because ordinarily it's just so brutal and blendy that you have a lot of hard time with it. Now, I can't hear every single word, but there is a certain clarity to what he's doing where I can hear the actual sounds that he's making and forming the phrasing, which is quite nice. Oh. Sure, that's intense. That is intense. Intense. I can't even speak. Wow. Goodness me. Impossibly talented group. They're wonderful to listen to because they're very, very heavy, which ticks a box for me. They're incredibly talented and thoughtful about how they compose their songs. When they started out, and it was quite simplistic and, you know, again, not easy, but simple. The approach was simple. I just knew it was going to build because I remember that's what happened with Ninja. So I was like, okay, well, if they follow the same process, you know, I still have a long way to go in figuring out kind of any formula they have, but they seem to be having that whole start somewhere which is kind of settling and then just build to a place where it shouldn't be possible. And they did that again. Drummer's a hero, singer's a hero, guitarist can just jam, bassist is solid as a rock, and I just need more of them. I need more of them. It's brutal. I like it. I want more in my life. Tell me what to do next, because I love these guys. Until then, please be safe, be nice to each other, and have a damn good day.